Hi, my name is Angela Neff. I am the owner of the new Glarus Bakery. My role is actually CVO, Chief Vision Officer here. While I am president of the company that owns the bakery here, which is my company, I feel being a vision officer is much more important than being the president of the company. And the vision of this company really heavily relies on my leadership skills, but also the amazing team that I've built downstairs. The vision that I have for New Glarus Bakery is to release as much carbon footprint as possible through a lot of efficiencies that we've built in this place. Everything from our solar panels up on the roof to our water being heated through exchanges from our compressor that cools our freezer downstairs. Also to making sure that we use sustainably sourced ingredients to make sure that our products turn out the same quality every time. The motivation for that vision comes from a dedicated decision that I made back in 2004 when I took this place over. And the legacy to leave behind, the bakery will be 115 years old this year, and the continued honored traditions that we have rely upon making decisions that further that legacy, meaning we only have so many suppliers that we can gather our ingredients from. Everything's scrutinized when it comes in the door. We have an amazing set of teammates that are here. The work culture is dedicated, authentic, and very much a foodie at heart. And decisions to make sure that from ingredients to team to also building operations, making sure that we're not using any more resources than what a normal bakery would use or a normal business would use, is at the soul of making sure that we stay here for another 115 years would be great. So I'm a firm believer that your staff reflects your core values. And one of the core values of mine is making sure that we are here. We're open, we're doing our work, we enjoy our work. Passion is proof in the pudding, literally. And the assembly of this team started back in '04. When I took this place over after the foreclosure sale, I literally put on my saleswoman hat and went around to the former baking team that was here. One still remains, it's Eric Mattman. This year he celebrates going on 42 years of service. His passion and purpose shines through his breads, his pastries, his donuts. And through the years, we've had a few bakers. Most recently, Eric Zimmerman has remained on board as our bakery manager, and he comes to us from a culinary background. So assembling like-minded individuals to work in the baking area has really been key. Storefront-wise, I've got Pam and I've got some new hires that have come on board. We love interns as well. And Pam has been with me going on 8 years, and she is dedicated to the store, making sure the processes are there, making sure that our products are iced the same way every time, making sure our products look the same every single day. And while that may sound mundane, it's really not. It's a talent to bring out these products every single day in like quality fashion. Well, the couple ways you can enjoy our amazing products here is through obviously walk-in traffic. We're open 7 days a week, 7 to 5. Open all year long. We do close in January for our shutdown, for our rest and hiatus after Christmas because we're tired. Equipment needs some maintenance. Employee Fun Week, we close those 5 days too, but otherwise, most of the time we are open. The other way that you can do this is you can go to our website. You can also order online for pickup in the store. We have a Toast point of sale website, so you can pick it up here. Or you can go to our shipping site, and we ship nationwide. We've even shipped a little bit in Europe, a couple times here and there, depends on the product. You know, cookies and nut horns, they work really well for transport, but we do ship from coast to coast, everything from our luscious cream horns all the way to our apple bread, to our nut horns, to our cookie assortments. So you can order for shipment. If you're one state away, we're here in Wisconsin, you'll get your delivery within 1 to 2 days. Anything farther out there, we definitely want a second day air, so we make sure it gets there in time. So the original efficiency that was built into the place after I took over the bakery is called the Thermostore. Thermostore was known very popular during mass farming. You know, when a lot of the small farms are in the area, they had the Thermostore in their milk house. And it allowed them to heat their hot water efficiently because they had to cool the milk. So the Thermostore continues to be a huge, huge staple of what we do here. The next one, we've done a variety of lighting efficiencies throughout the building, especially to make sure that the product is very visible in the storefront, but also good working environment conditions too, because lighting is really important when you're reading recipes, making colorant for your cakes, and making sure that people leave, you know, feeling like they worked in a space that's comfortable to them. In 2022, we put in a brand new dishwasher. We call them Van by short, but it's a Hobart Avancis dishwasher. The cool part about that thing is it's ventless and ductless. So it uses cold water to actually fill. It's a cold water fill, but it uses steam in order to heat up the water. So it reclaims everything that it produces. So the really best part about that is 1.2 gallons of water per load. So our footprint using that dishwasher has made life a little easier with the utility bills and also making sure we're using our resources properly. Since 2011, we've had solar panels on our roof. It creates about 7,500 watts of electricity per year. So it knocks about 1 month's utilities off of our bill throughout the course of 12 months. Even since 2011, it's still producing at almost 100% rate. Really haven't seen any degradation in our solar panels. And we actually have 27 panels that are up on our roof. In 2023, we implemented what's called a citrus water softening cartridge system. We took out the traditional soft water softening system and decided to do something different. So our water passes through 2 capsules, really big capsules, they're really, really big. And what it does is it uses citrus to encapsulate the lime in the water and kind of holds them as a buffer while it goes through the pipes. It has reduced our lime, you know, in the building, in the water, but also allows us to not express so much water down the drain because, as we know, water softeners like to produce extra water because that's how you soften the water. So that saved us about 500 gallons of water per month, which is nice, which is really nice. The blast freezer upgrade, there was a freezer put in the I would say in the early 80s. I don't really have the exact date, but in 2023, after 4 years of planning, we ended up putting in a brand new blast freezer in the basement. And that blast freezer has a brand new compressor, has new condensing unit in the inside. It also has very bright lights in there, so now we can really see what we're doing in there. But that blast freezer has been key to the 7-day-a-week operations of this facility. Without that freezer, besides housing our nut meats and our individually quick frozen fruit that we use in our product, we also stockpile for the days that we don't bake. And making sure that people have their breads on the weekend, have their donuts, also cakes as well too. So it's been very instrumental, and we're very proud to say it's shaved a little bit off of the utility bills too. One of the things I'm really proud of with our efficiencies is our mail order packaging. It has really gone through an entire facelift throughout many years. In the last couple of years, we've decided to implement what's called a vacuum packaging system. And about 80% of the products that you would receive from us, unless they're a cookie box, would be vacuum sealed. For longevity purposes, it keeps the oxygen levels down out of the packages, so for quality reasons, because it is in transit. But more so that when you do get your packages, 90% of that is recyclable. We don't use styrofoam anymore in our mail order packaging. But the awesome part is that we tell people that if you receive a box from us, the box and the contents for packaging, pass it on to the next business so they can reuse it if you're not going to use it. Don't just throw it in the recycle bin. Very proud to say it's really made things efficient. We feel comfortable sending out very delicate items like our Brotzli cookies, which we send out, there's a dozen in a package. It's made 4 at a time on an iron, and there's 6 packages of a dozen each in each mail order package. And they're very fragile cookies. So that and cream horns and also our cookie assortments we're able to send out too because of this. So the cost savings for our efficiencies have allowed us to do I would say multifaceted things. First and foremost, I'm very proud to say that our utility bills have pretty much remained the same through the years. Of course, there's always increases due to budgetary and just life goes on, right? And at the same time too, before the efficiencies, even back in 2004, 2006, in the summertime, my utility bills used to be like $3,000. Today, I can honestly say in even a hot August, I don't even hit that. Not even close. I'd say we're about $800 away from that. And so I feel that even through the years with price increases, we've been able to keep our dollars low. I would have to say our base wages here have gone up quite a bit. It has allowed us to do projects like implementing a new blast freezer, saving it not necessarily for that rainy day, but okay, what's the next replacement? Like our most recent replacement happens to be, I bought a gently used fryer. The old one has been here since I was in high school and it needed to be replaced. So reinvesting into the business to make sure it's more efficient. But also when things like cocoa powder goes from what used to be maybe $125 for a 50-pound bag all the way up to $320 per bag at current market rate. Yes, it allows us to make sure that we're not constantly raising our prices. And that's the best part. But we also give back, 10% in our loyalty programs too. So this bakery has been a scratch bakery since its inception back in 1910. And the continued legacy of that is a very rare circumstance in today's world. I really highly recommend that kids who have a passion for, and adults too, who have, it's all generations, who have a passion for food, a passion for bakery. If you have a local bakery in your area and they got that help wanted sign out, go apply. Anything from helping with dishes, helping with customers, helping to put that fruit filling on top of that Danish, or even helping at Christmas time, it's huge into their success. Because when I see another bakery open, I celebrate that. It's not a competitor, I celebrate it. Because again, we are a rare breed. And having the ability to make your own products versus having it all brought in and colored and pre-baked and all of that, to me, just doesn't honor what a bakery really is. Bakery is really a tradition. It's the original grandma tradition. It's the original mom tradition. Not saying that dads and grandpas don't bake either, but we know that it's grandma's apple pie, right? It's the love and the warmth and the care that went into making something for family. Yeah.